G'day and welcome back to DoughBoy Gaming and our second episode of our new Let's Play series on Frostpunk. Okay, so let's get started. We've paused the game from where we left off in the last episode. So basically what we've got at the moment is we've set up our housing, our tents around here for all our workers. So we've got 80 workers. All of them are housed. We've got no problems through here. Discontent is low. They're all content. Hope is high. We have 3 being treated at the sick area, the sick bay, the wellness centre, whatever you want to call it. We have Book of Laws on cooldown still. We have some technology that we can research, and we're otherwise good to go. We are currently in a day-night transition. We're resting. So while we're doing that, we're going to have a look and see what we can research next. Steam Hub is very good for allowing a localized area of heating, which we'll probably use a little bit later. At the moment we don't really need to use it at the moment. Beacon we've already got. Coal Thumper. Now we need a sawmill and a steelworks, and hunter's gear. Now food is probably one thing we really want to get stuck into. When I've done some Let's Plays, well not Let's Plays, but played some solo playthroughs earlier, that was one of the things that sort of had me undone, was not having enough food stored. So we're going to try and overcome that and make that a bit of a priority in this game. So we'll see how that goes. But I think what we'll probably do, we'll do hunter's gear straight off, and then we'll go straight into drawing boards and get the level 2 or level 1 upgrades available for us. So if we just come back into normal time now, and my keyboard is not, there we go. So fast forward onto the second speed. Our scouts have got 4 hours to go, so before they all go back to work we'll be able to see what the scouts are up to. So we'll just fast forward that a little bit faster, and then we'll see what the scouts are going to bring us. Getting close to work time now. Okay, so off to work they go, and we're going to explore the observatory. Okay, so the sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we were met by some of our lost people. They explained that they came here for help but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. So we discovered the crash site. Now we've got options to do. We can escort the survivors to the city. So our scouts will bring them back to the city. And that will give us a total of 4 kids, 19 workers and 11 engineers. Or it might be 19 engineers and 11 workers. I can't remember. I think I've got that back to front. So they'll be back safely. Or we can get the scouts to go off and continue on their work. And the survivors will make their own way back. And we may have some of them die on the way back. Or we can just leave the survivors to look after themselves. We're going to escort them to the city because we're nice people like that. We're going to look after them. All right. So what we're in need of now is wood. So we don't need steel. We need some wood. So let's send some extras out there to collect some more wood. 15 there, and do something there. And we should be able to very quickly
it's getting colder.
Start getting some action out there. Now we also need to, in fact that's what we should look at, food. Hunter's hut. We need to build a couple of hunter's huts. So these guys are going to get quite cold working out in the elements, and we are going to need some food, although at the moment we should be okay. 180 rations stored up. We've only got 80 people. But we are going to need to do it soon. And there's a hunter's hut, so let's get that out there straight away. We'll just do 1 hunter's hut at the moment. I think that's about 20 raw food a day, which equates to about 40 rations a day. So that's probably going to be okay at the moment. Discontent. We've got a bit of discontent because they're cold at their homes, so they're chilly. What we could do is we could put it into overdrive. We haven't got that far to go. So what you've got, an option here is you can put into overdrive for your generator, and all the heat zone areas. So this one heat zone will raise by 1. Okay, so the scouts have returned. There we are. Some of our survivors, our lost survivors, are coming back in to join us. Okay, so we'll look for the others. That's not a problem. Alright, so we'll just bring that back a bit. Now, a few things we need to do. We need to get some houses up. So we've got some that are sick straight away. 4 are gravely sick. Okay. One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. This will keep happening if people have to work too much in the cold. Well, we knew that. We must do something. So what we'll do is we have a choice of, down here, radical treatment. We can try everything to cure the gravely ill, from invasive surgery to amputations. The gravely ill will be treated in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. Approximately 30% of the gravely ill treated in medical posts will be left as amputees, and discontent will rise slightly. Or we can go sustain life. Gravely ill will be kept alive but untreated in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. The gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden, and the gravely ill will take up beds in medical posts. Not really ideal. We're going to be real status, and we're just going to amputate them as we need to. So that's what we'll do, but we've got to wait for another 7 hours to implement those. That's okay. Alright. That's off at the moment. What were we going to do? We were going to look at... Okay, so I've got plenty of timber. So what we can do is we can kickstart that, because we got the hunt. These guys are going to go out in a minute. So they'll be finished there, and then we'll stop some of the gathering of wood and put them onto the hunter's hut. We will also put this into overdrive so we overcome the cold. Now, that will also affect the medical centre. So the better that is temperature wise, the better we're going to get our patients treated. Okay, so now let's send our scouts out. So we can send the scouts to a crash site or the Lost Expedition. Now the Lost Expedition here is part of this Search Our Others mission, so we're going to go that way. 11 hours to arrive, that's fine. Head back in. Right, so now what we need to do is look at building some more tents, because otherwise they will freeze. We already have a child centre, don't we? Kids are helping the medical facilities. Okay, that's fine. So we will build some tents. Four will be enough to look after those people that we've just brought into the community. Put a road around them, and that should be good to go. Alright, so we'll accelerate. Now our coal is running low very quickly. Okay, so what we'll do, let's have a look at the coal. Let's send some out to there. And some out to there. We'll put these guys out in the element. We'll take that risk just to help us fill up our stocks a little bit. So hopefully this will rise even though we're using extra. That's not going to help us right now. What I haven't done. Okay, let's none and none and none, which is fine. None. I need to put some in here because that's where we've got a whole pile of coal being manufactured or pulled out of the thumper. So get that done. Now we're going to also need to add some workers in there at some point soon. So at the moment we might just get through the night without having to worry about the loss of coal, and then also the temperature will be raising in day 6. So that will help alleviate the problem. We can save a bit more coal then and build a bit of it up. We also need to get the hunters out though too, so we're getting to the point where we nearly sort of have to start panicking. Okay, so we're going to escort them in again. So we're going to have to get things moving because we're going to have more people in here to look after. So definitely sending out the hunters is a must-have for this day. So we'll just fast forward that to the working day now. Out of free time. Okay, so treat the gravy. Open the book of laws. Here we go. Right, so now we can do that. So we're going to do the radical treatment as we said before. So we'll sign that.
New law. A new law has passed.
Now we've got enough wood there at the moment. So what we are going to do is none of those there. We'll put them all in there. So they're all going to go and get some food for us later today. Now there, we've got 15 in there. That's all well and good. That's ready to go when we get some food. We've got enough of that at the moment. Research will be finished soon. That'll be good too. Okay, so we still have 15 that are not working. So let's power on through, get a bit more timber, more wood. We're gonna head off and work. Scouts have returned safe to the city. So we've got another 40 odd people. Alright, so what we'll do now, let's maximise this as well. So let's really get some coal in while we've got some spare people. So everyone's out collecting coal pretty much. And we do need to build a couple of extra tents. Research is complete. Okay, so that's all we need for that. So we'll go in and do some more research. Whoops. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Now we are going to go the upgrade. So we'll get that straight away. Scout, he's ready to go again. So we're going to scout him out to the sturdy shelter for the mission. Send him out 21 hours. That's all well and good. We're still surviving with overdrive, although it is going through our coal pretty quickly. We might just turn that off for now, so we can build up a little bit of a coal surplus. Okay, now we'll fast forward the day. Mild frostbite again. Now we're starting to run out of food, so now food's going to be critical for us. Okay, now we have researched though our next level. So what we can do now is a couple of things. We can build the next level of housing, so the bunkhouse. That provides an extra level of insulation basically from the weather, so that they're happier. So for those that are outlying areas, that'll be good. So we will do that because that means these guys out here won't be so affected by the temperature. It'll sort of basically give them the same level as what this level is here. We do need to put some roads in through here though, so they can function. Like that. Alright, so we're close to the end of the working day. Got a good supply of coal up there again now.
Work day ends.
You have 3 days to feed everyone. Let's take a risk. We'll take a risk. So what we'll do is, they should have already gone out. Yes, so they've gone out, so they're going to bring in 22 raw food. That won't be enough, so we will build a second hunter's hut. Put that one there. And then that way we can help maximise that. Okay, so we've got 19 sick, 9 gravely sick. Put a couple of extra in there to help work that. What's this one? When facing demands, remember that people usually look for the quicker solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything. Yep, okay, we know that. It's all well and good. Still dropping, which is fine. Fast forward through the night. There's our hunters going off. Populate those. They're not going to go out and get anything at the moment, but they can be there ready to go. Now, temperature will increase, as you can see here. So the temperature will drop to, well, will rise to about -30, I think. Which means all these guys are a little bit happier then. We survived another night. Yep. Feed more with less. No, we're not going to do that yet. So basically we can issue soup, which means we get 4 rations of soup to the raw food. So now we got some raw food in. So these guys in here should, once the temperature rises, because they're a bit cold there, should start to create some rations, and then hopefully we'll start feeding everyone. And all we're going to do is get 27 rations produced, and we'll be okay. So the staff are going there now, so they should start producing rations very quickly. Our scouts are ready, so we'll head on over there. Go explore. Trail leads to another city. The shelter is comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted by the heavy round door to all scientists. If you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster upon your return to the city. This means there's another city out there. A signpost by the trail points in 2 directions. London, 1,934 miles, and home, 27 miles. Okay, so we're going to get 223 wood, 1 steam core, and 100 rations, which is very timely indeed. Right, so we're going to send them. Now, once we've collected items, we either continue on until we come back to the city, or I can bring them back. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring them straight back because we need the food rations. That will help us immensely. Okay, so let's have a look at the book of laws now.
Time to get to work.
We can do emergency shift. We're not going to do the food. We're not going to do that. Care houses for the palliative, I think. Yeah. The gravely ill are kept alive in care houses and no longer burden medical posts. Residents of care houses eat half as much. Hope will rise slightly. So I think we'll do that because
Hear me.
we're not
New
total
law in the city.
bastards. We'll look after our sick to a point. Okay, so we built that. All well and good. Okay, so we've got coal, plenty of coal at the moment, which is good. Wood is a problem again. So what we're going to do is, we've got a few people left over. Where was our wood? Some coal. We've collected all the wood. So now we have to look at doing the research to get a timber mill. So that's the next thing on the research list. Okay, so 15. Well, it didn't feed any of the 27 we needed to. Well, that's troublesome. Hopefully the scouts will be back in time. Care house promise fulfilled. So that's increased our hope and decreased our discontent. Right, bunkhouse research. So, we haven't got enough timber, so we can't do that. That's okay, we'll just continue on. Also, our coal, we've got more than enough of, so we can bring some of them back in now. We don't want them getting super cold. We'll pop up here. Cut off his leg. One of our people is facing death, but he's still refusing amputation. He keeps screaming that he doesn't want anyone to touch his leg and he won't change his mind, even though gangrene will kill him in a matter of hours. Let's let him go. We'll let him go this time. Hopefully it won't spread disease all through our colony. We'll let him live and he can just die a peaceful death. Okay, so now we can research extra stuff, and we are going to go straight in here and do a sawmill. No, we're not. We need 10 timber. So we've got to wait for the scouts. We've got no other option but to wait for the scouts to come in. It was his choice. Yep. One of our people has just died. Yeah, now we need to do either a cemetery or a corpse disposal. So the cemetery we can build and hope will rise slightly. There'll be no risk of disease from unburied bodies. However, each burial will keep some people from work for a few hours. You will have to establish a cemetery. Normally I go with corpse disposal, which is no risk of disease from unburied bodies. Bodies are preserved for potential future use, which is good for when we do prosthetics and organ transplants, stuff like that. You'll have to dig a snow pit. Hope will fall, discontent will rise. I think the option we'll do when we come to it is most likely we might do the cemetery. We'll take the hit and see how that goes. Alright, so we've got 1 hour until our scouts come. We get some food and some wood. Let's heat some homes. We can do that because we'll be able to build straight away. Okay, so we've got 223 timber and 100 rations now, so that should make this number drop. So that'll fulfill our starvation. So there we go, 11 out of 26, 14, 15, so that's going to fix it nicely. Now, we'll also build the bunkhouses as I said before. So we'll do the outer ones. Okay, so I need more steel to finish that off. So we'll send some out to get some steel. We will start up the sawmill research. And we will send out our scouts again. So out to the steel bridge. And off they go. Alright, we're progressing relatively nicely. Put 5 more in there, so they're full. One's gone out of there, he's probably been sick. So we do have a lot of sick at the moment. We'll build another health medical post. Don't want to put it too far out. Alright, we'll put it up here. The reason I'll put it up there is I'll put a steam heater up here, and that'll raise the temperature so that can be working all the time once I research that. I will also need to build a resource depot once I've got enough steel as well, because our coal is well and truly stockpiled now, which is great. So we'll get them in. Don't want them out there anymore. Haven't got any more out there working, have I? No, that's it. That's okay. Called them in. So we'll accelerate again through the night time. The hungry are fed. So hope rises, that's good. So we've accomplished that one as well. Now this one here, we've resolved that one as well. So as you can see, maintain at least livable. So the bunkhouses here, even though they're not in the heating zone, the first steam level, it did raise their living conditions to livable by the fact it's got 2 building insulation. So the cheap and easy way to keep these guys happy is basically to build bunkhouses in the outer regions initially. Once we start getting cold though, that effect will dissipate, obviously. Alright, so our medical centre's there, so we'll put 5 people in there so they can start treating the sick. Put another one in there. Lost a couple out of there as well. So we're going to try and get these sick treated as quick as we can. So they're all going to treatment because they haven't been at treatment. So that's okay, they'll get there. The ones in this one, about a day for them to be healthy again. What we might do actually is we might just build a second one, or third one effectively. Bring that road around through to there. Pardon me. And yeah, we want to get these people as healthy as we can, as quick as we can. So we'll do that. Our research has started. So on our sawmill, then put the sawmill up through here and we'll get that up and running. Our hunters have come back. So food is built up a little bit. Sawmill is researched. Righto. Now I'm going to do let's do the wall drill. Now I was going to do the coal mine, which needs a steam core as well, but timber might be the thing we need initially first because we've got plenty of coal at the moment. So we'll look at what we need as a priority and see if we can sort of do that. Next, I want to get the food situation really going. So we've got 17 being treated, 4 in palliative care, and we've got 3 amputees. Okay. So our other care house. Where's our care house gone? Over there. 17 out of 20, so it's almost full. Right, that's done now. So if we do that, we can start getting more patients in there, and hopefully we can bring this number down a little bit. That will help us a bit.
Gather your tools.
I promise the sick will be treated. I've just opened another medical thing, so I'm not going to worry about building a 4th one yet. Now our coal is doing well. We've got a stable supply coming in that's sort of keeping it at about the 900 mark, which is good for the moment. Keep homes warm, that's coming close. An adult died. Oh dear. Alright. We can almost do the Book of Laws, in which case we'll do the cemetery, as we said before. What we might do in preparation is, because we don't want anywhere near a heat source, so we'll bring the street all the way up there and we'll put the cemetery up the top there, out of the way. Okay. A little bit of fast forward. Ration's getting low again. Should be coming back with some food, some raw food very soon, so then they'll create some more rations, which will be fine. Hopefully it'll be enough to keep them happy. So we've got 41 sick, 11 gravely at the moment. The book is ready to go, so we're going to go cemetery, and we'll straight away build the cemetery.
New law is signed.
I'll put him up here, way out of the way. I'm glad people will be treated with dignity. Okay, so our hope is very good at the moment. So we've got nice and hot, and discontent isn't too bad. That should drop a bit because we've got corpse disposal. So I'm assuming that once that's finished, that should drop a little bit. So that'll be interesting to see. Our scouts are ready again. So we explore the bridge to Winterhome. So we stopped at the edge of a deep, wide ravine, marvelling at the steel bridge spanning it. Even more so at the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for resources. So we can send it to the city, which means we get an automaton to help us at back of the city, or we can get 2 steam cores and 87 steel. Now normally I bring an automaton back, but when we start out with it, it's only a 60% efficiency, so it's probably not really worth it. So we'll dismantle it, and what we'll do is we'll bring that straight back. Actually, bring that back. Oh, click on the right button. There we go. Okay. Finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we were on the right track, but raised questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are growing anxious. We'll find out in Winterhome. Indeed we will. But we'll find out in Winterhome in the next episode of Frostpunk, because it's now time for us to end this one. Time flies when you're having fun. So, we shall return back here to Frostpunk very, very soon. I hope you're enjoying this series. It is a wonderful little game and very challenging. Certainly not so much at the moment, possibly, although time will tell. We've already had one of our colonists die. Let's hope we don't lose too many more. Anyway, until the next time, this is DoughBoy Gaming wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where you are in the world. And until next time, we shall see you very, very soon. Thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye.